one of my close friends now, and we've been in touch. She lives in Florida now. She actually emailed me a few years ago. Didn't know who she was. She's like, I saw your artwork at this gallery, and I want you to mentor me. I was like, oh, pretty cool. And then we kept in touch, and we actually became very close friends. And it quickly became more of a friendship than a mentorship. But and she learned a lot, and I'm happy she's doing her thing in Florida. She does tattoos and all that. And just because I'm a painter, she does tattoos. Doesn't mean I can't learn from her, she can't learn from me. I think finding a person to mentor you, or if someone says, hey, I need a mentor, I'd say, you'll learn something. Even if you feel like you're not the mentor, even if you feel like you're not going to provide for them, but just the fact like, hey, I'm going to an opening, want to come with me? You'll see me mingle with some people, or if you see an artist that you really like, some person on Instagram, or that may live near your city or near your town, and you can say, hey, when's your next mural? I want to help you out.
Ooh, it's cool.
For free. I just want to help you. Or if you need someone to clean your brushes. Now, a few times, some artists would paint indoor installations, and twice I asked, hey, can I help you out? I'll clean your brushes for you. And I'll just see what they do and ask them a few questions. And
it's a good tip.
Yeah, and I think just constantly learning, like even though I have a master's degree, I'm not going to feel like I can still learn from other people.
No.
Like,
life is a continued learning experience. Yeah. We continue to learn. We learn everything, and every person can help us, can teach us in some way.
And if I'm not constantly applying what I'm learning, what use is it for me? So it's I'm kind of I don't know what to say, but yeah, it's fun. Hopefully, this is a fun conversation.
A teacher that has nothing else to say. But what I like is, I hear you talking as if we're going back to what older communities used to do, and that is to mentor the craftsmen, the next generation.
I think that's really important.
Yeah, because
as in, and this is I'm gonna crap on some people right now, but when people say, "Oh, I'm a self-taught artist," I'm like, "No, you're not. Shut up. No, you're not. No, you're not."
I feel that.
And when I see a person say that, like, "I'm a self-taught artist," I'm like, "Good job." Not giving credit to people that actually taught you, even if you feel like it was indirect teaching. Like
everybody has an impact.
For example,
right.
Like I never met Bob Ross,
right.
But when I saw him on PBS Channel 13 when I was a little kid, even though I didn't even paint, I was like, that's interesting. I don't know what this guy is doing.
That's an excellent point, that we give credit to people that have some impact on what we do.
That brings you up, and you're giving credit where credit is due. And I think I think that's important to acknowledge people that have taught you, and then I don't know why I feel like it's important, but I just feel like
I think because that's the way it's always been.
I think you should give credit where credit's due, and I think I'm going beyond just like art as in painting and such. I think even in music, where you see that a lot, where a younger musician is just like bad mouthing like an older musician. I'm like, this is nonsense. I'm not, this older musician, obviously he's not like God or whatever. Yeah, I get it. Don't kiss his feet. Yeah, I'm like saying don't kiss his feet and whatnot. But I'm saying like, how old are you? Like this guy is throwing out albums when you were 5, and you were inspired by this guy, and now you're like shitting on him. Or crapping on him, like cursing, but it's like, maybe it's just a promotional thing. I don't know, but like,
it's lack of respect.
Yeah, and I'm not saying like if an artist in whatever discipline he or she may be in, I'm not saying they're above reproach, like as in they're above like correction or above like in dialogue with, but I'm like there's like this. I don't like. I feel like the word respect is thrown around a lot, but because I think the more you use the word, it's diluted. But
Loses power.
yes, but I think there's a sense of like, you know, the when I'm saying young and old, I'm not necessarily mean age, but like young and whoever's young in their craft should, you know, want to be mentored by the older artists. Why not? And they can have an exchange. It's not a battle or competition. There is a slight competition, but it's not like a ferocious thing where like, hey, if you succeed doesn't mean I'm not succeeding. If anything, if someone's I've mentored has a show, that's awesome for me. Like, I feel like we both win or we both succeeding. We're sharing success. It's not so much a competition.
I keep hearing you, and I think we just keep going against mass culture because we have such a separation in mass culture. Mass culture is always like putting us in silos. Like, be great by yourself. You can be great. You can do all you need to do. Just
being self-sufficient.
Right.
And that being self-sufficient is a great thing. I'm not saying don't be self-sufficient, but and this is more of those. I'm specifically pointing at people that
no man is an island.
Yeah, proclaim to be a self-taught artist. Wow, that's kind of nonsense. That's silly. You know what I mean? You didn't get that line, that riff by yourself. You
yes, right. Right, and the same thing with artists. I mean, because everything is impacting upon us, whether we realize it or not.
Yeah.
Me talking to you, I mean, the art you see, the art you've seen in the past. You've heard artists speak. You've seen stuff in books.
Yeah, and then I'll use music as an example because I think music is just a bit more well known than just throwing out artists' names. But like, having an online discussion about how this individuals talk about master artists, like artists these days they don't know real music, and they're always copying from the people. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? Like,
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Like, what are you talking about? And then the greats like Michael Jackson and the Beatles never stole from other people. I'm like, Michael Jackson took a lot from other people. I'm not saying he's not a great musician. He was a great musician. He still is, but he did. And I'm not diluting his music.
You're not diluting his
but he did take from other people, and it's totally okay. He made maybe some of what the other person's.
We build upon the rest of humanity.
Yeah. And I use Led Zeppelin, probably one of the most famous bands, one of the most legendary bands. Almost the first few hours, almost completely, I don't want to say stole, but took straight songs from like Muddy Waters and
don't go
old,
there. Don't go there.
Old jazz,
my God,
old
this is another YouTube because when we go on music, it's a whole different story. Right.
Like Led Zeppelin just took from like old blues songs and just put a guitar riff on it, and then like now it's Led Zeppelin. I'm not saying Led Zeppelin is not a great band. I love Led Zeppelin.
No,
but
I agree with you.
To ignore the fact that people are constantly building on other people, and that's a great thing that you can kind of. And again, going back to the whole when someone succeeds, I succeed too, and I succeed, they succeed too, because we're constantly building off of each other, and I think. Going back to what you said, I think too many people are like a better phrase, up their own ass. Like, oh, I'm such a genius. Look what I made. Like,
really? Just by yourself?
Look at my sneakers. Like, first of all, you didn't even invent a sneaker, so don't make me that happy. You have a sneaker. Great, good for you. I'm happy for you. But at the same time, don't act like you just invented water or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? It's like...
I know exactly what you mean. I saw they have a new Converse out now, and it's so funny because I don't have my Converse. The Converses that came out 20, 30 years ago, the cloth Converses have come. Yeah, canvas. Thank you. They have come back out. Yeah. But now what Converse did, because they're making so much money off the new colored ones. They put a little pad in there now, so now it's dynamic and you can run faster and everything. And I'm laughing because I'm like, all you guys are trying to do is get a market share. You're just building off of what you had way before, and it shows you a little technology.
And I mean, I think if you seem sad enough to see that, when you see that, okay, you know, all right, they're just making the same thing over and over again. Doesn't necessarily make the product bad.
No.
It's just understanding that there's a lot of things that are constantly recycled. Movies are constantly recycled and remade. Songs are constantly recycled and remade. Art is constantly recycled.
Circles. Nobody can do that circle that you see in the background. That came from.
For me, it's like saying, "Well, I invented the circle." No,
Right. But that is a true creation.
And even my work, it references other things that, without those references, I couldn't have made my work. So, you know, it's everything comes from something else. It doesn't come out of nowhere.
We don't just appear out of the air and then we're just
And then artists that, I won't say his name, but artists that proclaim to be geniuses and this and that, you need to start looking up what a genius actually is. And if you knew what a genius was, you wouldn't be calling yourself a genius. That's all.
David, thanks, man. It was awesome, man.
That's me.
You guys follow him, please. Learn some stuff. I hope you enjoyed that interview. Peace.
Take care.